Hey there! So you're looking for a dog trainer here in State College? You've come to the right place. We're going to walk through everything you need to know to find the perfect fit for you and your dog, right here in our town.
You know what it's like living with a dog here. One minute you're trying to navigate a crowded sidewalk on College Ave, the next you're dealing with all the excitement and noise of a game day. Or maybe you're just at a park that's buzzing with people. This is exactly why good training is so helpful. It makes all these situations not just manageable, but actually fun. So let's reframe this. Training isn't really about fixing a bad dog. It's about setting your dog up for success. It's about giving them the skills to feel confident and safe so they can enjoy all the great things State College has to offer, right alongside you.
You're going to hear the term positive reinforcement a lot, and for good reason. It's really the go-to method these days. Instead of punishment, it's all about rewarding your dog for doing the right thing. This builds trust, which is exactly what you need when things get hectic.
All right, first things first. Before you even start Googling trainers, we need to get clear on your goals. What is it exactly that you're hoping to achieve?
Just take a second and think about it. What are the biggest challenges you're facing? If you could change one or two behaviors, what would make your life together easier and more enjoyable?
Chances are, what you're dealing with is on this list. Is it basic stuff like sit, stay, and coming when called? Or is it something more specific to living here, like pulling on the leash every time you walk downtown? Maybe it's barking in your apartment. Pinpointing your main goal is key because it helps you find a trainer who's an expert in that exact thing.
Okay, so you've got your goals in mind. The next step is to figure out what kind of training makes the most sense for you and, what it's going to cost.
For the most part, you're looking at two main formats. You got private lessons, which are awesome for stuff that happens in your home, like your dog going nuts when the doorbell rings. Then you have group classes. These are great for learning to focus when other dogs and people are around. Just like a typical weekend at the park.
All right, let's talk money. What should you expect to pay here in State College? Well, for a group class that runs a few weeks, you're probably looking at somewhere between $150 and $275. A one-on-one private lesson is usually around $95 to $165 per session. And yeah, for really intensive stuff like a full behavior consult or a board and train, the price goes up. This just gives you a ballpark so you can plan.
This next part is really important. You know what you need, you have an idea of the cost, so how do you actually choose the right person for the job? It's actually a pretty straightforward two-step process. First, you're going to check their credentials. And second, you're going to ask some really specific questions to make sure they're a good match.
Okay, I know this looks like a bunch of random letters, but they're important. Things like CPD-TKA or KPA-CTP mean the trainer has actually passed tests on their skills and knowledge. And if you're dealing with bigger issues, like serious fear or reactivity, you'll want to see even more advanced credentials, like the ones listed here.
So when you're on the phone with a potential trainer, ask them straight up, what methods do you use? You want to hear them talk about positive reinforcement. And then get specific. Ask them how they'd help your dog handle something like the chaos of changing classes on campus. A great trainer won't just train your dog, they'll teach you how to keep up the good work.
All right, so you've hired a trainer. Now the real work begins, taking what you learn in sessions and applying it out and about in town. And a quick heads up on some local rules, just so you know. You've got to have your dog on a leash pretty much everywhere unless it's a designated dog park. Make sure you have that Center County license too. And of course, being a good neighbor means picking up after your dog, and if you're in an apartment, making sure the barking isn't becoming a nuisance.
So where can you go to practice all this new stuff? Well, defensed dog parks at Tudic and Ocall are perfect for practicing recall in a safe space. For working on leash skills, you can't beat the trails at Bald Eagle State Park. And a little pro tip, the quieter areas on the edges of campus are great for practicing walking calmly past other people.
You see, all this work, it's about so much more than just sit and stay. When your dog is well trained, they're also more confident. They're a true companion who can comfortably and happily be part of your everyday life here in State College.
So good luck with your search. I know it can seem like a lot, but putting in this effort now really does open up a whole new world for you and your dog. It's the difference between being stuck at home and being able to relax on a cafe patio, or wander through the farmer's market, or go for a hike together on our amazing local trails.